yeah, there are, of course, painful moments like that. Yes. We don't have to go through all of my horrible things.
I want to make you cry.
Don't make me cry.
No, we're not.
But yes, I mean, there are lots of, and also in the personal life and just in things, just things where I would go, oh gosh, I wish I'd thought of that 10 years earlier. Okay.
You're on Rubin Report in Club Brandon.
Look at that.
How does that feel for your butt? Because Armand Hammer was just sitting in there.
Not Armand Hammer. He's been dead for many years. Army Hammer.
Yes, Army Hammer was sitting in
Jesus
there.
Christ.
And now you finally get someone good to look at, huh? Pretty sweet for you. It's all working out.
Did you try to fuck him, Dave?
I didn't.
I
Did
doubt
you?
that.
I saw some. You could feel it. It was palpable. It's good to see you, man. How are you?
Great to have your gay ass here.
Oh, God. This is how we started last time. So
this is how it always starts, Dave.
This is how it
always starts.
I'm going to drink some tequila. You're already, you're a tequila ahead of me and a joint.
I'm already half in the bag.
You're half in the bag. Which half?
Well, I mean, I just did however long we were here talking, and you know me, I enjoy the occasional jazz cigarette.
I love how also when you're talking to like a recovering alcoholic and a recovering drug addict and everything else, it doesn't faze you in any way.
I always
smoke the joint in front of him to pour the alcohol.
Sometimes actually verbally try to get them to restart.
He literally thought you might be roofing him at one point. I mean, you do have your strange tinctures here.
That would be a great label for it. Strange tincture.
That would be good. That was
or a band.
Yeah, it would be good.
Strange tinctures tonight at the Roxy.
First off, cheers, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Is that just Diet Coke or something? What do you got there?
No, that's strange tincture.
That's strange. Oh, right. Well, yeah. That is the stuff.
That's cherry cola flavor.
So I was thinking, how do we start this thing after watching?
I'm the guest.
I watched the entire thing.
That's not my problem.
It isn't your problem. You just get to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking that I have a feeling you don't really have any regrets in life.
Well, that's ridiculous. I have thousands.
No. I mean, big regrets. Like
not
like little things that pass, but that you've truly at 68, my sense really is like, you actually are living the exact life that you would have wanted to live if you were that 13-year-old kid.
It all came out in the wash, yes. I mean, there are certainly so many, many, many mistakes along the way, but that's life. If we all have the same thought, if I could only live my life over again and not do this and this and this and this and this. But in general, I would say life is a game where if you win, you're fortunate. And even if you win, you don't win 11-2. You win 7-5.
Yeah.
That's it. I think I won 7-5. It's not over yet. We'll see. But
why do you think it's only 7-5? Like, even when you were talking about not having a wife and kids before, like, I don't think you regret it in a way.
Not at all. Yeah. That's one of the big victories.
Yeah. That's
no, seriously. I mean, I consider that is not facetious. I consider it, first of all, it's very difficult to stay single as a successful man.
Yeah.
It is. And or even an unsuccessful one.
That's probably more difficult.
It's really true.
Yeah.
It's just, bitches want me married. Yeah. Come on, that's the thing. So, just keeping your toe out of the trap is a job in itself. And so I feel good about that. And I never wanted kids, and I kind of stuck with that. And, yeah.
Do you think you ever could have got to where you're at sort of in your head and in your life doing anything else? Is there any other thing that you could have passed? Like, I know you love basketball. Like, I always think, I guess I would have loved to have been a basketball player.
I would have loved to, but
But here we are.
Tough at 5'8".
Yeah. But you still can shoot.
I still could shoot. I love to play all the time. It's a great game, and I'm as good as you can be at it considering my age, my height, and my race.
Can we take 3 shots together after?
What?
3 shots? Can we take 3
shots?
Yeah. Not of tequila. We can do that too.
Yeah, we can go up to the court.
All right.
Because I know you play. You have a court.
I got a court. I got a court.
Yeah, I mean, I regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
Keep going. Let's see how far you can get.
I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exemption. I mean, that's, I'm glad I stuck with that in my personal life. I basically went toward the light eventually in my professional life, wound up doing the thing I always was meant to do and should do, which is doing a comedy political show, and have had one for 31 years on the air.
Yeah.
That's, again, that's the 7 runs I scored. Trust me, I got shelled in the 3rd inning. I mean, there was some pitching changes, and there was they lit me up there in the 8th.
Was 9/11 the biggest showing?
Oh,
was that? Would you consider that
things like
career
that?
one?
Well, things like that. Yeah, there are, of course, painful moments like that. Yes, we don't have to go through all of my horrible things.
I want to make you cry.
Don't make me cry.
No, we're not.
But yes, I mean there are lots of, and also in the personal life, and just in things, just things where I would go, oh gosh, I wish I'd thought of that 10 years earlier. I could have been where I am, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You can't beat yourself up about shit like that.
But that's what I mean. I don't think you have regrets. It's little mistakes or unseen things.
But they're not little. I mean, things could have been so different.
Like what?
So
like what?
Oh, like just not being stupid about women for the first 40 years or whatever. Just like knowing women better and not doing dumb things, and not, I've said this before on the show, but just as an example, I came across a picture of myself recently. I was 28, and, I realized at an epiphany that, like, I used to think when I was in my 20s and 30s, if I didn't appeal to a woman, I'm not good looking enough because I've had this awesome personality. And I realized looking at the picture, it was the exact opposite. I was plenty good looking. I was just, too anxious or too insecure. It was the exact opposite of what I thought. Okay, well, there's an example of something, if I knew then, I could have been so much happier and caused myself so much less consternation and pain.
Yeah.
So life's full of that. And that's the 5 runs they scored on.
You think it was happier or just got laid more? But you probably got laid more.
Well, the one would have led to the other.
Fair enough. You want to do politics at all, or?
Absolutely.
Well, let's do, actually, when I saw you, when I came before I did Real Time, and I was there that night when you had DeSantis on, and I was kind of giving him some lines or whatever we were doing, you did the end of the show was about Biden being too old, and it was time to subside. And that's about, it wasn't quite a year ago, it was maybe 10 months ago or so.
Right.
But you were telling people this.
Ruth Bader Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And he is exactly Ruth. I mean, tomorrow is the press conference.
Yeah.
So we're doing this pre-press conference. I don't know what this press conference is going to be like, but may I make a prediction? He's not suddenly going to be Cicero.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. This strategy they have of, okay, the debate was awful, so we'll put him on Stephanopoulos. Okay, that didn't work too good. That made it worse.
He was worse.
He wasn't worse, but he wasn't good. And when you're in this big of a hole, how great would he have to be at this press conference tomorrow? He'd have to be Jack Kennedy in 1962, witty and good looking, and I'm sure we can do better. Big laugh, all that kind of charming.
Right, have to tap
just charming the fuck off the pants of the press, and he's not going to do that.
Right, there's literally no chance.
There's a ceiling here, and it's not going to be his goodest performance.
Was your hope when you did that
was a
monologue?
joke. He said goodest.
No, I got it. I'll pick my laughs too. I've been around the block.
I think you just missed it.
When you did that monologue, though, was the hope that the higher ups were going to listen and be
let's
that's
do this? Always my hopes, and it never happens. Nobody ever listens to me, and I'm always right. That's my cross to bear, Dave.
Oh, now we're getting the regrets. That must be a regret.
That's right.
They're never listening. But this is a disaster, right?
It is a disaster.
Like
for the Democrats.
Even when it comes to November, if you and I are voting different ways, who the hell the candidates are, this is a disaster.
Well, we are definitely voting different ways, and but it does not have to be a disaster. There is still time. Absolutely, there is still time, not only to make it not a disaster, but to make it a huge positive. This is my editorial this Friday. It's also what I've been saying. I said it in the New York Times op-ed a couple of weeks ago. that this is a great opportunity. America likes new.
Mm-hmm.
We like new pussy, Dave. New. You
didn't make a gay joke there. I could feel it coming and just nothing.
It's
nothing.
the evening's young.
All right.
And
here, am I supposed to plaster you with alcohol and weed now?
I'm having some.
Oh, I know.
It's in here.
It's more, but weed or...
I pour it in with the other liquid.
Is this the Bill Maher joint?
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah.
Okay. This is grown right here. Cherokee,
this is
Cherokee Farm.
Oh, yeah? Do I need some trick to... Yeah? You want to... Oh, right. You want your own.
No.
You want your own.
Yeah. Well, why
yeah, I don't know. I'm not as professional anymore in this game.
Here you go. You're rich. Have your own joint. But no, there's if America would love a new, fresh face. This country is a sitcom that's been on for 8 seasons. It's fucking tired, and we need new characters. And I'm tired of, they're tired of looking at Uncle Joe and crazy fat Trump. And let's get some new characters on this show. And that's what I'm going to say Friday. It almost doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
Just somebody new. The less they know about him, the better. That's great. Andy Bashir, bring it on. Whoever the fuck you are, Andy Bashir.
But is there any way
in your camp?
Yeah, wait, who's Andy Bashir?
Exactly.
Oh.
You don't even know?
Oh, no.
You lit the wrong end, you fucking nerd.
Is something not right here? Something seems...
Oh my God. Wow. What a...
That's called comedy, my friend.
That's called loser. That's called being a loser.
What joint is this? It's the thickness.
It's the kind where it's obvious that this is the end and this is the part you like.
This is...
Oh my God.
That's the end? It seemed a little tough to inhale. I don't know. You smoke a lot of weed. I thought you wrapped this shit real tight. I just smoked the wrong end of the weed with the...
That's okay.
Thank God we're not filming this or I'd be embarrassed.
Well, we are. I don't know if you're not, but I know my cameras work. I know these motherfuckers.
It seemed hard to...
Are always on.
Did you think something was odd? There wasn't a lot of smoke coming out?
Here, let me show you how professional does it.
Even still.
Smooth, refreshing flavor.
That's good. That's good.
Step up to Cherokee Farms.
All right. I think
so. I think that look, I'm predicting right now and Friday night, there is no chance Biden is the nominee. The pressure will just keep increasing. He will not be the person. It might be over by Friday.
I agree.
Because, again, these further diggings of holes is not helping. So this is not going to be better than Stephanopoulos. A press conference, oh my God. And again, to make up for the last two, he'd have to be it's just not in the cards. It's just not going to happen.
This is much better with smoking it this way.
Yeah. So
that's good.
I got plenty in there, by the way. Yeah.
I'll smoke it every which way I can figure it out.
That's the...
How much of this do you think is just, there's no business like show business? Like, how much of it is just the show at this point, more than like...
What do you mean?
Well, that it's just like, every day we just wake up and there's just like another episode of the show of democracy. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm saying we need new characters.
Yeah, we just but like in a literal
democracy
sense,
is real.
Yeah.
It's just that the people in the country don't prize it, including people like you. And
could you vote for someone that has dementia? Or Parkinson's or some
absolutely
combination
because let's be honest, let's be clear about Biden. Should he run for president? No, as we were saying, I was saying a long time ago, he shouldn't. Is he the best choice? No. Is he completely out of his mind? No. He's not lost his marbles. I wouldn't ask him something at 11:30 at night. No. But if you had to, is he completely crazy? No. If some shit happened,
not so sure about that.
Oh, please. That's you talk yourself into the extremes.
I don't know that that's extreme. I don't have any sense that he has the wherewithal, if they woke him up at 7:30, 11:30, or 3:30, that he would know where he is or what he's doing.
Then you're just a hater. He's not. He's terrible in public. He's terrible when you put him under pressure with his stuttering and with his age, yes, to try to do a debate. It'd be like asking him to run a marathon at 81. No, you can't do that. but can he sit in a chair and still think clearly and talk? Yes. To think not is just again, being pointlessly, purposely, stupidly extreme about it, not being objective. You just hate that side, so you can't come to the actual true place where this is. And that's where this is.
I like some evidence of it. When's the last time
if
you
Russia
saw that?
attacked between 9 and 3.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Thank you.
No, but if Russia attacked at any hour, if they had to wake him up, yes, trust me, he has his marbles. He could make the right decision. He's not crazy. He just shouldn't be president. It's a day-to-day job. But do I fear that in a crisis, crazy, out of his mind person is there? No. And if you really believe that, you're just talking yourself into your right-wing point of view.
It's so interesting because I see that so as the polar opposite. I don't think there's any evidence of that. I don't think there's any
evidence. Well, there's no evidence at all because you never see him behind closed doors.
No, but do you?
No. But I see him in public, and in public, he's not a crazy person. He's just an awful speaker. He's terrible under pressure at 8 o'clock at night, or all those factors. But no, it's just, ask me something else.
The bar has been set low, I guess is what you're saying. Right?
Well,
the bar is set low across the board.
The bar is set low.
Across the board. These shouldn't be the choices.
Importantly, he's not insane, out of his mind, unable to think, unable to make a decision, unable to communicate his wishes to his aides. He just shouldn't be president right now, and he can't win the election. And he's not going to keep getting younger. But until his time in office expires, I am certainly this term where he is now, he doesn't scare me as there's this crazy, mental incapacitate in office. And you don't really believe that either.
No, I do.
I know.
I do. But I don't think that's bubble or anything else.
But you were for DeSantis. Look how that turned out.
Well, you get predictions wrong. But right now, listen, if DeSantis, I don't want to do DeSantis. Let's not do that.
I wouldn't either if I were you.
You ever get calls from like the administration or any of the things when you throw things out like that about
no administration to me?
No, because real time to me,
they don't see me as an ally.
No. I didn't mean calls positively. I meant calls like, oh, come on, man, why'd you fucking do that?
No, oh God,
never.
No, I don't. Not this administration.
Because to me, real time seems to me like the airlock between what happens online and what enters the mainstream, sort of. It really does. Like you exist. I love
the way you put that. The airlock.
It is. It's like what is like. There's a lot of stuff that's like kind of bubbling online for a while,
right?
And then when it hits real time, then it's like, oh, now it can be discussed in sort of a wider way. I think that's been the staying power of it, beyond you're funny and blah blah blah. But like, I think that's sort of the staying power of it. It is the sort of like the go between the two worlds right now because they're very disconnected. The sort of online world and the mainstream world.
Well, I hope on a good day, I'm saying the thing first that then makes it go online.
And you are doing that too.
That's what I'd rather do.
Literally, it's a joke on my show. We say it's Mondays with Bill because on Mondays I'm covering what you covered.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad about that.
So that it goes both. The airlock, I guess, goes both ways in that sense.
Boy, we picked a terrible month to come off the air. We're doing a show Friday, and then we're doing another show the week Friday after that when the Republican convention is on.
Yeah.
Their week. And we thought, well, we want to be on for both conventions. So then we're off for our month between that and the Democratic convention in August. And I feel like that's going to be a very consequential month with Biden,
Can I one-up you on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I go off the grid every August. No phone, no TV, no news. I've done this will be my 8th year doing it. Literally no newspaper, no television, nothing. And then when I come back in September after Labor Day, I have somebody bring me back. So Shapiro's done it and Megyn Kelly and a couple other people.
And what do you do during this retreat?
Disappear. I've gone to Bora Bora a couple of times.
Bora
Bora. We've gone to Mexican rainforest.
Second honeymoon type thing?
Just dip out. It's just literally just dip out. Sometimes I'm just home for 2 weeks and just doing nothing or I'm doing projects
what about the baby?
The house. Well, most of the years we didn't have kids. Now there's children. They're not going to come with us for the portion that we go away. We don't go away for the full 30 days.
You just leave them on the road?
No, you just put them in a house. There's a dog there. There's a bowl and a. Now I really have to teach you about parenting. No, you leave water, obviously, and food. I'm not some sick freak.
No, of course not.
But that's one of the things that has kept me sane. But you don't take the
kids on the
for that portion of it.
I agree. Bora Bora would be wasted on children.
Yeah. Have you been to Bora Bora?
No, but
you've never been. You never took the Bill Maher plane to Bora Bora?
The Bill Maher plane.
You have the Bill Maher plane.
Yeah.
Which you also see when I say you don't have regrets. That's what I mean, because you have the Bill Maher plane. You're a climate change guy, but you're not guilty about it. No. It's not a regret.
Well, no, that's true. I mean, that. I
saw your mea culpa on that one. It was good. You were like, look, I believe in this stuff, but
I said well, first of all, me not taking a private plane is going to change absolutely nothing in the world. The points I was making was, one, there's two types of people in the world: people who can fly private and people who can't. The people who can and also do not exist, except for Greta Thunberg and Ed Begley.
I feel like she's flying private. He isn't. I'll accept that he isn't, but she's
flying. You think Greta's flying private?
She's doing all sorts of weird stuff. Now, she flies Hamas Airlines or whatever.
I hear she does eat shark soup.
I bet she does.
But I don't think she flies private because you'd see that. But no, I said I can take being called a bad environmentalist. I cannot take being called a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And so Did
you feel you really had to get it off your chest?
No, I did. It made for a very funny bit.
Yeah, no.
Where I was like, I was one of those camera turns like, hi, I'm Bill. And I fly private, And, I mean, is it environmentally great? No, but then again, I didn't have children. Children are the most environmentally unfriendly thing you could do. What? It's true.
No.
You're creating all these new carbon footprints. We're going to use resources. And
I was just remembering that when I told you I had kids, and it's tough to have kids when you have two dudes in a relationship, you are the only person that I said to you on Overtime, I think. You said, oh, fuck. That was your response. I said, Bill, I have kids. You go, you have kids? Oh, fuck.
But did you... were they adopted or turkey baster?
Turkey baster.
Oh, so you brought kids into the world who didn't need to be in the world, so you're just as guilty. But if
guilty for what?
Well,
for
being gay,
humanity,
being gay, and despite what the kids say today, men really can't get pregnant.
I fully accept that. Trust me,
I know you do.
Yeah, we tried naturally for several years.
Right, I know. But by creating a new life, you basically are environmentally unfriendly.
Because this is your way of getting out of the airplane. Yeah, I created a life. That's worse.
You created a life that's going to use resources probably more than I did with that little plane. And by the way,
it's a risk I'm willing to.
Never owned a plane. Never wanted to. Yeah. Always rented it. And most of the times I took it, I literally could not have gotten to the job otherwise.
Oh, so you don't own the plane? There is
never.
There was a Bill Maher plane.
You do not want to own a plane.
Yeah. No, I know.
Then all the problems are yours. Mm-hmm. And you know what else?
Crack windshield, $200,000.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you park it? Landing rights. It's not just like a limo, You have to plan, and people think you can just do anything on a plane. No, it has to, the pilots have restrictions of how late they can be up,
Yeah.
There's a lot of restrictions, but I literally couldn't get to, I'm in Minneapolis Saturday night. I don't think I can get there just on time. I have a show here Friday night.
You don't think Ilhan would give you the Ilhan Omar plane to Minnesota?
That's her district, yeah.
That's a special plane she has. You don't want to get on that plane. Don't go on that plane, Bill, please.
Is that...
You're too important to us.
Is that a terrorist joke?
It was a terrorist joke.
Okay.
See, now I had to explain a joke to you, but you mostly got it.
I got it, but I hate to be put in the position of defending Ilhan Omar.
Don't debase yourself and defend her, please.
I'm not defending her, but she's not a terrorist.
Not yet. She's seeding the ground for terrorism.
I believe she did marry her brother, though.
She married her brother. She's, given re-election campaign speeches with all Somali flags, no American flags, like something ain't right.
There's
a lot of women dressed up in the beekeeper costume, which you talk about, and at some point that doesn't work for the long longevity of America.
This stuff I will all totally agree with you on.
Yeah.
I do have to draw the line that on terrorism, that's a low blow. But as far as what would you say? What was the thing she did? The thing with the Somali flags or the Palestinian flag and not the American flag, yes, that does bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you representing? What country? And I don't say that like as somebody bashing someone from either side. That's just as an American. Like, you got to be this country first. You can be on either Republican or Democratic side, but, you got to be representing this country, our country.
Well, it's interesting because it's funny because when I talk about you on the show and now knowing you to the extent that I know you, it's like we agree on, if we went to just like issue by issue, I think we probably agree on like 90% of the issues.
I don't think
but we're just sort of choosing a different candidate to get that stuff done.
You think 90?
Yeah, because what would be like a major thing that you would think we would disagree on? I think we largely agree on abortion. Maybe on the weeks, we're not exactly the same. I'd say about 12 to 15, but I think you're probably.
Oh, you're talking about abortion?
Yeah, like I'm just trying to pick something. Like what would we really disagree on? Put aside candidates.
Should be legal up until the third trimester of high school.
Okay, so you live here in California, and that's wonderful.
No,
but I don't think there would be a massive if I was trying to find it, and that's what I've been trying to explain to people, that the difference between, say, a Bill Maher liberal and whatever it is I am at this point, maybe a voting decision, but it's actually not much in terms of what we would want this country to look like.
I hate to be a broken record, but I got to go back to the conceding elections is kind of a big one.
No, so that's a voting thing. Like, I just think he's the only chance at this point to reset any of the bullshit. And I didn't even support him during the primary. So it's not like
right.
Some like MAGA hat wearing, like he can do no wrong,
By the way, tell your boyfriend in Florida.
Yes.
That like for Mr. Small Government.
Yeah. What do you want?
To be like telling people like what colors they can make their bridge, and telling strippers that they, I don't know if people know this, but he just raised the age you could be a stripper from 18 to 21. Do you know this?
I didn't know that. I haven't been to a strip club in a while.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway,
okay, good talk. So that's really sticking in that. So that's the fundamental difference. It's saving democracy on one hand, and also you want 18-year-old strippers. I respect it.
I'm just saying, for somebody who's like small government, to be doing things like that,
Well, it wasn't that you can't paint the bridge with everyone. He just didn't want rainbow flags or rainbow-colored bridges.
But shouldn't we be
we shouldn't
free to not paint the bridge, just light the bridge any colors we want? I mean, to take the bait on that is just so ridiculous.
I think people have just had enough of all of that.
I've had enough of that.
People hate all of the pride bullshit and nonsense.
Let them hate it. Is it? But again,
I think he said it can only be lit up red, white, and blue or something if they're going to do lights. I don't have a problem with that.
Is it government's job?
Yeah.
Is it government's job to do that?
To decide what lights can be put on the bridge? Well, I guess it's somebody's job.
And to decide what an adult, and you're an adult at 18, you can drink and serve in the army and vote, what they can do as far as their just say profession.
Vocation, as far as their poll relationships?
Let me just demonstrate Dave, what I'm talking about. Bill. It would take like 2 seconds and it would save us a lot of words. It's a legitimate question.
No, I think that's legit. You're 18, you're an adult, you should be able to strip if you want to strip.
I'm not saying the 18 to 21 stripper issue is my number one issue in this town. It's more the conceding elections thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta take it into account.
What do you see all your friends doing here? Are they all kind of going crazy now in the last couple of weeks as this thing's going off the rails?
You're talking about the Biden thing?
Yeah, like the Hollywood people and the more
Hollywood people. Did you see George Clooney today?
I know they lost Clooney, and you lose Clooney, the Casamigos fortune that funnels all the money to the elections.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all tequila money.
At the meetings.
I'm making my own tequila?
At the meetings, George Soros always gets up first.
He says.
And then we eat a couple of babies.
Yeah.
He makes some opening remarks.
Yeah.
We eat some babies. And then Clooney.
You're not supposed to say this out loud.
Oh, you're so right. Anyway, no, I mean, I don't talk. I mean, the people I talk to about this, I think we're all on exactly the same page. You know, I don't know anybody. I personally don't know anybody who's like, except like political types who are, predictably not wanting to stick their neck out. I don't know anybody who's saying, yeah, let's stick to Biden to the end. I heard them use the term run the clock out. Now, as a sports fan, run the clock out. That's what you do when you're ahead.
Winning.
I don't think you do it when you're behind.
Yeah. Not when you're like counting the beeps till death.
No. So, I don't know. My peeps are all in on get a new guy in there. Just even if you're not a huge Democrat or you're fed up with the liberals, you want a fair fight. You want someone. Yeah. Certainly, a lot of us just want to see Trump not elected, but you just want somebody in there who can make sort of the opposite case, and who can give a fair airing to the other way of looking at things. And we don't have that in Joe, and as I say, if I had to predict, I would put money on it that he is just not going to be the candidate.
So you think it's Kamala, basically?
No.
You think there's some way they can do some trick?
Oh, I think nothing past it. Open.
You think it's going to be an open convention?
Yeah, I don't. The vice president isn't automatically inaugurated as the candidate when a president deflects. That's up. I mean, George Bush, the first, had to win that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a primary when Reagan was done with his second term. He wasn't alone in 1988.
Yeah. But it was a two-term president that was over, as opposed to a guy kind of being pushed out. It's not exactly the same, but I get your point.
I agree. But George, they didn't just go, oh, you've been vice president for 8 years. You are now the candidate for... No.
Yeah.
It was George Bush against who else ran in 1988? I mean, Steve Forbes or
all those
people
guys.
Like that. I mean, it could have been McCain, not McCain.
No, it was before McCain.
Okay, but there was some formidable people.
Tsongas?
Paul Tsongas?
Yeah.
Wasn't even a Republican, was he?
I don't know. I'm just throwing a name at you.
Yeah, it was somebody. I mean,
there's weed in here, man.
Yeah, I know. I can't think, but he had a serious people who had to take it away from him, and he. But
it was after a two-term president, as opposed to a guy that's potentially incapacitated.
The point is,
or whatever's going on.
The vice president just doesn't automatically get it, and certainly not one who, for whatever reason, she is not a popular one.
Right.
So again, new characters on this sitcom. Just get everybody who is not 100 years old, got a D by their name, and is sort of a centrist, and you can win this election. And just give us that choice. Just give us a choice. Because now it's not a choice for a lot of people. It's, as you say, dementia. I mean, I'm going to vote for either jail or hospice.
That's not jail or hospice. That would have been that would have definitely been like a pilot that you would have been the game show host of. Jail or hospice.
I got to go.
All right, Mar, where are you going? Where are you going on
back to work?
You're going back to work.
I have a real show. Not like this show.
You're going to get up on
a real show.
Can we take 3 basketball shots? We'll take.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We'll take a free throw, a 3, and then
I can't hit threes.
You can't hit threes. A free throw, mid-range jumper, and then I'll leave it up to Bill Maher.
Let's do it.
If you want more comedy in your life, check out our comedy playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.